guys? Welcome to an edition of Market Marauders. Being the market, one trade at a time. If you're new to Market Marauders, investment channel helps you to find best deals in the market. Further ado, let's jump into it. So today I'll be giving an update on the company that everybody's talking about, Nikola Motors, as I like to call them, scam motors. Um, you know, very bearish on this company. Just a lot of things going on that just don't add up in my opinion. Um, Going into where they ended today at on the 14th. The moving average 10 is 52.99. Moving average 50 is 52.63. The moving average 100 is 52.51. Now this is Webull. If you'd like to join Webull, I have a link down below where you can get free stocks. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you click the link down below. But they ended today at 53.14. So a little bit bullish by the chart standards, but very bearish in my opinion. Now there's a video that came out today. This is the title of the video, and there was just basically no validity in my opinion to everything that was going on in this video. So I'm just going to go over some of the highlights. Down in the comment section below, I'll put a link to the video. You all can watch it for yourself. But it was just things that just didn't make any sense to me. Now, one of the things that they asked Trevor, who's the CEO, they asked him, do they make the batteries in-house? And his response was that they outsource the fuel cells. Now, if a company outsources the fuel cells, to me, that's the main part of the battery. So, the whole aspect of that technology, you're outsourcing that. And he names companies like Panasonic, and Samsung, and other companies like that. But that's just one thing that they outsource. I don't see how a company can be cutting that many costs, if they're outsourcing something that's the main component of their trucks being battery powered trucks. Secondly, one of the things that he highlighted is that they used a full dielectric fluid battery that stops thermal propagation. Now, I may have a little more biased opinion to this because I have engineering background, but there's no way possible that you could stop thermal propagation. It is impossible. That would basically mean that you would have, I guess for people who build PCs, you would have a PC that is 100% efficient because you're using dielectric fluid. Now it is efficient, but it's not 100% efficient. But the fact that he's saying that the batteries that they're developing, just because they put them in dielectric fluid, would negate their thermal propagation, to me is just, you don't know what you're talking about. So I mean, even going into this, we can go into the laws of thermodynamics, and I mean, you basically cannot stop there being heat transfer into your batteries. It's not possible unless you were to have something. Let's read the third law of thermodynamics. The third law of thermodynamics will essentially allow us to quality the absolute amplitude of entropies. So basically, that it's going to heat up. In my opinion, is basically synopsis of that. It says that when we are considering a totally perfect, 100% pure crystalline structure at absolute zero Kelvin, it will have no entropy. Note that if the structure in question were not totally crystalline, then although it would only have an extremely small disorder, entropy, in space, we could not precisely say it had no entropy. So basically he's saying that these are 100% efficient batteries, which to me let me know he does not know what he's talking about. And then one of the things going on, that raised a flag for me as well, is that he said that they do not build the rotors and stators on their trucks. So not only do they not build the fuel cells in house, they claim that they have this dielectric fluid battery that has 100% efficiency, basically because they're stopping their thermal propagation. Then on top of that, they said they don't build their rotors and stators, that they outsourced them through Bosch, but they built the axle. So, already you have two things um, that are outsourced on the truck itself. Another flag that came to me is on the video he goes through and does a tour of the truck, but we never see the actual inside of the truck display being on. I also don't see him driving the truck around to different places. So in previous videos, I've seen them driving around in the parking lot with the trailer on top of it or attached to the truck itself. But if it's a ready to be driven vehicle and you've had it for so long, why isn't it on the road? Like that specific vehicle that you're using for test purposes on the road and you're driving it around. If you do a comparison to that and, the Cybertruck, when the Cybertruck was made, there is one Cybertruck that is made, but it was street legal and it was being driven around. Jay Leno was riding around in the Cybertruck with Elon Musk. So, you know, there's no reason that you couldn't have that street legal and be driving that around. That could be your daily truck to work. But to me, it's just, synonymous to you don't really have a truck that is functional. Um, he also said that they send out their gears and housing, which also, to me, raised another alarm. But the second biggest alarm to me that was raised um, is at minute 33 and 13 of that video, where he said cold weather testing is not available until 2022 or the end of 2022. So one person wrote in and asked, have you done any testing on the vehicle? And he said, yeah, he's done extreme heat testing on the truck, and then he's done regular testing, but not extreme cold. And then he said, oh, we're rebuilding the truck. And then when we rebuild the truck, the extreme weather, will be available 2022 when that truck's done. So to me, every car that goes out for production has an extreme weather test. So they test for, altitude, they test for extreme heat, extreme cold. That is before the truck goes into production. So you're driving around a truck that you don't even know will survive into winter. And your answer for that is, oh, well, we're going to rebuild the truck. And in 2022, we'll have a truck that can survive the cold. But the most important one was at 36 minutes and 46 seconds when someone asked a question about autopilot. Now, they asked, would your trucks be equipped with autopilot? Which, it's not going to be, by the time these trucks are made, it's not going to be, that far stretch of a thing to ask for trucks, especially for, these Class 8 trucks that are out there. And also being that your main competitor specializes in autopilot technology. When asked this question, he said the autopilot will be outsourced to one of the top distributors. So that to me raised the highest alarm. Going into this company, there are a lot of high expectations, but the fact that you're saying your freight trucks, you're going to outsource your autopilot technology when the whole time you had a case for your trucks, you were saying that they were better than your competition trucks, which he was saying they're better than Tesla trucks. Everyone knows Tesla already has autopilot, so it's not that difficult to go and to put autopilot into a truck if you already have cars that have autopilot technology. But he's saying they're already preparing to outsource autopilot. So who is the leader in autopilot? It's Tesla. So you're basically building a company around outsourcing to your number one competitor. So how does that make you a better company than that company? Now, I don't want to seem like, I'm completely bashing the company. There are a lot of, you know, good things to come on the horizon, but I'm very, very bearish as far as, the technology aspect of it. That to me is one area that I do feel like I can judge um, to things that make sense, and they just do not make sense to me. One thing that I think they could do to help the company is to have an investor like Kathy Woods to go and to be part of this Nikola World 2020. Kathy Woods and all those other investors, probably some people from CNBC, all those people come to actually see what's going on at the company at this Nikola World. That's December 3rd through 5th. I know the CEO is very active on Twitter. He replies to a lot of, feedback from people, some of it being criticism, some of it, being good positive news. He's very active as far as that's concerned. But, as an investor, people who, are trying to find value in the market, um, this one, it's definitely very speculative to me. And this Nikola World 2020 is going to be basically a make it or break it for me, in my opinion. Definitely going to have to see a lot of updates as far as the whole Class A truck is concerned. And with the Badger, there's definitely some concerns with that as well. It's throwing out some crazy numbers. And in one interview, he even said, "Yeah, we're going to destroy a Badger." So, like, why would you want to go and have your product that you're just debuting break down? You know, not saying that it's a fake product. They may have one in the works that they're driving around that they have secret somewhere. But there's a lot of questions that are up in the air, and one of the things that is making me very bearish is that they're outsourcing so many things, like you know the fuel cells, um, the autopilot system, the gears, the motors, all this other stuff they're outsourcing. But what do they do in house? you know, I didn't really get a justification of that. They said, yeah, okay, we program some things in house, and you know, it just seemed like it was just a bunch of filler information. But drop a comment down below. Tell me if you guys are bearish or bullish on the stock. I just personally think there are a lot more developments that need to be made in the company as a whole in order for me to, jump in and start investing in the company. Um, and definitely looking forward to see if they can prove, people like me with the bearish case wrong at this Nikola World 2020. Uh, See you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share. I'll see you guys. Peace.